I want to explain to you why self-awareness is so important. You can be an asshole and hate yourself, and you end up behaving in ways that are out of alignment with who you want to be. And then you end up in this vicious cycle of beating yourself up because you're behaving in ways that are like a fucking asshole, and you can't stop it. And then you beat yourself up and you keep doing the thing that you hate doing and you hate about yourself, and yet you keep doing it. And if you want that to stop, you can make it stop. There are skills that you need in order to be able to do that. And in order to be able to apply said skills with any degree of success, you need awareness. And what is it that you need awareness of? You need awareness of your own nervous system. Specifically, is my nervous system operating in circuits of threat or safety? Because you can change it. And the only reason you act like an asshole is not because you want to, it's because you're programmed to, you're driven to, you're compelled to, because the operating system inside of you is programmed to protect you, to keep you alive, but it's operating under circuits of threat. And if you want to stop acting like an asshole, you will change those circuits into safety. And this picture right here is a really cool example of how to do that. So here's this line, and that represents the divider between your conscious self and your subconscious self, right? What you're aware of, because it's on the screen of your radar of life experience, and what you're not aware of because it's operating behind the scene. I flip somebody off and honk on the horn and yell and scream at them like they're a fucking asshole because I got triggered. And then I'm behaving like an asshole because I got triggered. What does that mean? I got triggered. Some subconscious program got activated and bubbled itself up to my conscious experience of life, i.e. my behavior, the things that I say, the things that I do, the actions that I take. So there's this idea of here's a circuit and it's operating in a program of threat. It's called a DIM, danger in me. And I don't know that it's there until it gets provoked, right? That fucking car pushed my button and brought it up, and I witnessed myself acting like an asshole, and now I am aware of a program inside of me. And thank God for that. How else would I know that something is here if it doesn't show up in my screen of life, my behaviors, my actions, things I say and do? And thank God it shows up, because now I can do something about it. I can have an intervention. I can affect that program. Why is that a good thing? Because if this is just down here murking below the screen of my consciousness, it's gonna fucking create disease and problems somewhere. Physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, guaranteed. Cancer in 30 years, who knows what? It will create a problem for you. It's like a bug in your computer. It slows it down, and eventually you get enough bugs, you can have the blue screen of death. So, intervention, awareness, and action, and then you can alchemize that threat into safety. What does that look like? Well, when I act like an asshole, there it is, I'm acting like an asshole. How might I practice self-compassion in that moment. Kristen Neff has a wonderful 3-step process. What are some other things I can do? I can notice my body. It's probably really tense. Maybe I could notice that, shake a little bit, find my breath, and loosen or soften some of the tension. And maybe you just heard a change in my voice too, where I went from like really tense and rigid and with my voice to a little, oh wow, there's a moment of suffering here because I'm aware, right? And that's the intervention, is the awareness. That's why this is so important. And as I change that program from threat to safety, from pain and suffering to kindness, kindness by relaxing my body, kindness by softening my voice, kindness by finding my breath, kindness by changing my thinking in that moment, kindness through name it to tame it, identify a feeling, identify where you are on your nervous system pulse check. As you do that, you're literally alchemizing, you're debugging your programming. And then you drive on the car of life and it settles back down again, ideally. And then as things settle back down, that program goes back into your unconscious as safety instead of threat. That is the cycle of how it goes. And the more you do that, the more safety pops up instead of threat. And I've been practicing this for a long time. What I've noticed is that my road rage is way down. I get less pissed off at douchebaggery and assholery. And this isn't forced. This is just natural. I'm just sort of like, live and let live, like laissez-faire. Like, I don't need to engage in douchebaggery and assholery. And who knows what's going on in that person, right? Maybe they're driving to the hospital because somebody's gonna die. Or maybe they're scared and they need to get somewhere because something bad's gonna happen if they don't get there in a certain time. So it's really nice. And that's why self-awareness is so important, because self-awareness is the elixir that transforms your nervous system from threat into safety. Blessings upon you, O nervous system ninja. Have a beautifully aware day.